everyone. My name is Fidel Torres, and I'll be discussing Chapter 13, Finding, Evaluating, and Processing Information. If you want to click the link below, you can help you follow along. Alright, as we begin, planning your research. Whether you're planning a simple report or either business plan, make sure your reporting analysis and your recommendations are supported with solid research. The research process consists of 5 steps. Plan, locate data and information, process data and information, apply your findings, and managing your information. Effective and efficient research requires a more thoughtful approach. Get yourself familiar with the subject before completing your research. Research without a plan wastes time and usually produces unsatisfactory results. On the next slide, I have a photo describing the 5-step research process. Next, maintaining ethics and etiquette in your research. Research tactics affect the people who gather data and information from, the people who read your result, and the people who are affected by the ways you present those results. To avoid ethical lapses, don't force a specific outcome by skewing your research. Respect the privacy of your research participant, document research, and give appropriate credit. Respect the intellectual property and digital rights of your sources. Don't extract more from your source than it actually provides. Don't misrepresent who you are and what your intention to do with the research results. Familiarize yourself with the subject. Give yourself some unstructured time at the beginning of the project to explore general subject area, perhaps by reading industrial publications and blogs, visiting competition websites, and interviewing experts within your organization. When you have a basic grasp of the subject, create a problem statement. The problem statement defines the purpose of your research and guides your investigation. Identify information gaps. The next step following the problem statement is to dig deeper to discover the specific information gaps that need to be filled through research. The information gaps are the areas that will need the most focus in your research. Prioritize research needs. Prioritize your research needs as you won't have enough time to or money to answer every question you have. One way is to divide questions into need to know and nice to know. Then focus on the need to know portion. Conducting secondary research. Secondary research is consulting research that was done previously for another purpose. Primary research is new research done specific for the current project. Start your research by conducting secondary research first. Conducting secondary research, you want to evaluate your sources carefully to avoid embarrassment and potentially damaging mistakes. Some questions you could ask that would help is, does the source have a reputation for honesty and reliability? Is the source potentially biased? What is the purpose of the material? Is the author credible? Where did the source get its information? Can you verify the material independently? Is the material current? Is the material complete? Are all the claims supported with evidence? Do the source's claims stand up to logical scrutiny? Locating sources. Even if you intend to eventually conduct primary research, start with a review of any available secondary research. The use of library to find information. You may find sources that include newspaper and periodicals, business books, dictionaries, analytics and statistical resources, government publications, databases. Locating sources with the internet. The internet is also a tremendous source of business information. Today's search engines are powerful tools, but they still have important limitations. Tools are available to overcome the 3 main weaknesses of general purpose search engines, and they are web dictionaries, meta search engines, and online databases. Online monitoring tools can allow the receiving of new information without doing manual searches repeatedly. This includes news feeds, blogs, social media, and other microblogs. Some search tips include search engines, meta-crawlers, and databases offer a variety of ways to find new information. They don't all work in the same exact way, and you must learn to use one effectively. The most basic form of searching is a keyword search, in which the engine or database attempts to find items that include all the words you entered. A Boolean search expands upon this credibility by allowing you capability by allowing you to define a query with greater precision. To make best of any search engine or database, think before you search. Read the instructions. Pay attention to detail. Review the search and display options carefully. Try variations of terms. Adjust the scope of your search if needed. Look beyond the first few pages of the results. Documenting your sources. Documenting the source you use in your writing serves three important functions. It properly and ethically credits the person who created the original material. It shows the audience that you have significant support for your message. It helps readers explore your topic in more detail. Proper documentation of the source you use is ethical responsibility. A wide variety of citation management or reference management tools are available with popular web browsers. You do not have to cite information that is general knowledge or specialized knowledge that generally known among your readers. Copyright laws cover the expressions of creative ideas, and copyrights can apply to a wide range of materials, including reports and other documents, web contents, computer programs, and many other forms of ideas. Copyrights does not protect such elements as titles, names, short phrases, slogans, familiar symbols, or lists of ingredients or context. These things not covered under copyright law may be covered under patents or trademarks instead. Conducting primary search. If secondary search can't provide the information and insights you need, your next choice is to gather the information yourself with primary research. Two most common primary research methods for business writing are surveys and interviews. Other primary techniques include observation and experiments. Gathering information with surveys. A survey is reliable if it produces identical results when repeated. The survey is valid if it measures what is intended to measure. When selecting people to participate in the survey, the most critical task is getting a representation sample of the population in question. Here are a few guidelines to produce results that are both valid and reliable. Provide clear instructions to make sure people can answer every question correctly. Keep the questionnaire short and easy to answer. Don't expect people to give you more than 10 to 15 minutes of your time. Whenever possible, formulate questions that provide answers that are easy to analyze. Avoid leading questions that could bias your survey. Gathering information with interviews. Ask open-ended questions to solicit option, insight, and information. Ask closed questions to elicit a specific answer, such as yes or no. However, don't ask too many closed questions as it will feel more like a simple survey and you won't take advantage of the interactive interviewing setting. Group interviews, known as focus groups, can help lead to an abundance of information at once, as you can uncover rich information as focus group members bounce ideas and questions off each other. Next, processing data and information. After collecting all the necessary secondary and primary information, the next step is to translate into specific content you need. Processing data include quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing textual material, analyzing numerical data, drawing conclusions, and making recommendations. Quoting a source means reproducing the content exactly and indicating who created the information originally. Paraphrasing is restating someone else's idea into your own words and with your own sentence structure. Summarizing is similar to paraphrasing but presents the material in fewer words than the original. Analyzing numerical data. Analyzing your data using means, median, and mode to provide insight into sets of data. Mean is the average where you get the sum of all the items and divide by the number of items within that group. Mean is the middle of the road or midpoint of a series. Mode is the number that occurs more often than any others in a sample. Look at the data to spot trends, patterns that tend to repeat over time, which include growth, decline, and cyclical trends that vary between growth and decline. Quantitation shows cause and effect relationships. Correlation indicates stimulation change in two variables that may not necessarily be causally related. Guarding against mistakes and misinterpretations. Numbers are easy to manipulate with spreadsheets and other computer tools, so be sure to guard against computer-rated errors and misinterpretation of results. Avoid faulty comparisons. Don't push research results beyond their limitation. Steer clear of misleading presentations. Applying your findings. After all your planning, research, and processing, you're finally ready to apply your findings. This step can involve summarizing your results, drawing conclusions based on your results, and making recommendations. Next, summarizing your research. A research summary is an unbiased consultation of the information uncovered in your research. Summaries should not include opinions, conclusions, or recommendations. Even if the summary is unpleasant, managers will always appreciate and respect honest, complete, and perceptive information. A good summary may sometimes include nothing but bad news. Drawing conclusion. A conclusion is a logical interpretation of the facts and other information in a report. For a conclusion to be sound, it must meet two criteria. First, it must be based strictly on the information in your report. New information should not be included in the conclusion. Second, the conclusion must be logical, meaning it must follow accepted patterns in inductive or deductive reasoning. Making recommendations. While a conclusion interprets information, a recommendation suggests what to do about the information. To be credible recommendations must be based on logical analysis and some conclusions. When making a recommendation, make sure to eloquently describe the steps that come next. Don't leave readers wondering what they need to do in order to act on your recommendations. Managing information. To organize information and make it readily available to everyone in the company, many firms use knowledge management. Knowledge management is a set of technologies, policies, and procedures that let colleagues capture and share information throughout an organization. Now, for your Chapter 13 discussion question. When assigned to do research for a job or as a student in college, which type of research do you tend to use more, and which do you find offer the most reliable information? Secondary research or primary research? Thank you.